Happy birthday to the most amazing, adorable baby boy that has been. Hey, my lord!
I knew that motherhood is so like it's something special, and it's always a different story for everyone. And mine, I think it's just a different one, but maybe what I relate. Okay, I wasn't looking for a kid, but here I was pregnant. Actually, when you do the do, you know that you either get pregnant or you get sick. The thing that made me know that I was really shocked, eh, nilienda nikachukua hizo test results hizo za lab, and I'm going to ask the soldier wa hosi anisome anisome aniambie kama niko na ball. I just ran away, and then I went away for like 8 months, and those were the hardest months of my life. I had a very very tough time because I labored from Saturday, then gave birth on Tuesday.
It's never been easy. It's been a journey and a long one. Remember mama yake akiumwa, and we were like rushing her to hospital, and this thing.
He did a lot of things to me, and that made me, after I gave birth, that when I had like a small episode of fistula, and it was still very scary. For those who don't know, fistula is when like you can't control whatever is happening on your lower body, so everything is just happening the way it's happening. In my 20s, I would say, and I will always remember, that I grew in my 20s with my son, because he means the world to me. And it has been a journey, my guys. It has been a journey. And on his birthday, I just want to wish him the best. I love you. I love you, gosh. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Love is a Beautiful Thing with me, your lovely host, Millycent Alivita. Na kama kawa, we talk about everything matters love. Kukatiana, dating, courtship, all the way mpaka kwa marriage. I love love. I celebrate love. And today, my guys, is Mother's Day. How else will I celebrate this day without inputting my son? I am a mother and I am proud to be one. Today, I'm celebrating my son's 7th birthday. This show is dedicated exclusively to me and him. I want to show you how I show love to the person that I love the most. To the women out there who have been able to be blessed and have kids, I celebrate you. Being a mother is not easy. To anyone who has not been a mother by birth or by adoption, I celebrate you too. Mothers are the best. Karibuni sana to the show of the day. Let me show you how I love my son on Mother's Day. Welcome. It's going to a beautiful day. Karibu sana to the show of the day. So, I don't know where to start from, but Jarvis makes me so happy. Baga inanikumbusha time the moment that I knew I was pregnant. I knew that motherhood is so like it's something special, and it's always a different story for everyone. And mine, I think it's just a different one, but maybe what I relate. For Jarvis, my son, I really think alinirudisha form. I'm even thinking about the time that I got pregnant. I kind of like, I knew I was pregnant, but I wasn't very sure that I was pregnant. I wasn't looking for a kid, but here I was pregnant. Actually, when you do the do, you know that you either get pregnant or you get sick. So me, nilikuwa na feel ni kama niko mgonjwa. So I decided, let me go and get tested and see what is wrong. So kufika hosi, the normal questions, when was the last, whatever. And I'm like, I remember this is what happened. But now, while in the test, they tell me I am pregnant. Guy. I was so shocked, by the way. I was so shocked because how am I pregnant? How am I going to tell my mom? How am I going to tell my dad? I am not married, guys. So, the thing that made me know that I was really shocked, nilienda nikachukua hizo test results hizo za lab, and I'm going to ask the soldier wa hosi anisome anisome aniambie kama niko na ball. Like, I was so shocked. I was like, me niko na ball. I'm tiny. I am a young child. But then, me, I had my kid when I was very, very young. You'll ask my age right now. He's turning 7. So you can imagine, I was very, very young. Nilikuwa mdogo sana. So this is what happened. I realized I'm pregnant, and then now I didn't tell my parents that I was pregnant. I ran away from home. Yeah, I ran away from home because I honestly knew that I was going to keep the baby, and I didn't want to have that part of telling her, oh, nani ndio mwenye mtoto, ulifanya aje, what are you thinking about your life? Like, my body went into panic mode, and like, I just ran away. And then I went away for like 8 months. And those were the hardest months of my life. Because kama ningekuja niambie madhe nimwambie niko na ball, I think she would have taken me through the processes of taking care of myself, because I think most of my pregnancy, during that time, I was really, really sick. And I didn't have anyone to turn to. So I did everything on my own. And I was so scared. Alafu katumbo kanakuwa kanono. Well, the director, you're going to put that photo there. Like, the stomach was really growing so fast, and the emotions were there. And now you can't sleep. You feel like you want to eat this, you want to eat that, and your mom is not there. And then every time my parents kept calling me, I was like, tumeenda job ya nje ya Nairobi. Tutarudi tu. And somehow they really never gave me pressure. Now ikafika month 8, I am so tired, and the only person I can go to is my mom. Then I went back home, and my stomach is all over there, and I feel like they were really supportive. They were really supportive. Everyone at that point was really supportive, especially my dad. Gosh. Where my dad used to buy me those things called, it's nitwangwa aje. I had this craving for mtura, not even mtura. Kuna something else, sister ya mtura oh God, I had a craving ya dondori. Yeah, I used to crave for dondori. And then my dad used to bring them every night. Adi, I wished ninge kuja home earlier, but pregnancy for me was a little bit hard. Kuna zile sleepless nights, and kuna times where you're not taught as a young mother how to take yourself through pregnancy. Like, if you're going to lactate, then you have to do something over here. You have to press it. You have to, like, just get ready for the baby. And that really affected me later. I'll tell you about it. So fast forward, now the D-Day came. Guys, let me tell you, me, I didn't know what dilating is, opening up is. And I think this is something that tunafaa tufunzwe kwa clinic, because me thought open up is like the doctor is going to check that thing, and then atakwambia it's opened up. My guys, tell me why we are going to the hospital and the doctor is pimaing that thing the way I didn't think. Aki mothers, you can just understand. Like, it was so gruesome. I didn't like, it was so scary. I think kunafaa kuwa tuna classes zile zinafunza ati when you are almost going to labor, this is what is going to happen, because everything to me was so new. It was so new, it was so traumatizing and all that. So tukaenda hosi, and also my parents were very supportive. Let me remind you, because I even didn't know what going into labor was. Because you see how tunawatchingi zile movies za Nigeria, and then you are like, oh Sophia, my stomach, No, that is not what happened. It is a process. It was a process, like the pain, and that is really what shapes you as a mother, the pain that you go through before you have that child. For me, I think I was there's something about having a child at a very young age. You haven't formed well, and your bones are really like smashing themselves up. I had a very, very tough time because I labored from Saturday, then gave birth on Tuesday. So that means everything is worse down there. And by the time you're having your kid, I had a small minor condition of fistula like for 3 days because also when you're pregnant, for mothers, please, tufunzwe tu vile tutakula, because me, I was eating everything. It is not the dundori. We are eating wheat. We are eating, my baby was so big. So he did a lot of things to me. And that made me, after I gave birth, that when I had like a small episode of fistula. And it was still very scary. For those who don't know, fistula is when like you can't control whatever is happening on your lower body. So everything is just happening the way it's happening. And it is so scary. Because I was like, what if I'm like this for the rest of my life? Guy, ndakaaji. You know, but God is good, God is great. My baby came in at 4.1 kgs, you can imagine. And it was normal. So if it was normal, it means that I had a tear. And if you have a tear, it means that you have to be shonward. That is something that they don't tell you about. They don't even prepare you that you're going to be shonward. And then now, I'm not going to scare you, but you see that kashindano ya kushona viatu? Yeah, that one. Imagine they do with it, and they're not even telling you. So for me, I had refused. Nikasema, actually I saw it and I was like, no, you guys, Ebu Kwanza, thank you so much. You're not going to do this to me. And then there was that story of now this is where my dad comes in. My dad, when I was laboring, alikuwa ameniambia, once the baby comes, make sure you don't ati nisiangalie kando, mtoto ataibiwa, because me, I was born in Pumwani. So around the time that I was born, kids were being stolen. So by the time I was giving birth, my dad alikuwa subconsciously telling me to make sure that my kid is not stolen. So you can imagine, I'm a young mom trying to look at my son, asiibiwe, I have to be stitched. I'm seeing this hook ya shindano inakaa ya kushona viatu, inashona wapi hiyo kitu? So I was just I was so confused with the whole thing, but ikapita, and I had strength for the whole thing. And let me tell you guys, we have to respect mothers. You see, it was until that moment that I had my kid that the respect that I had for my mom ilipanda juu kidogo, because my mom went through a lot. Now watoto wake wote, and me, it was just one. It was really hectic. And then now the baby came, and this is where I told you, pale mbele, you have to get ready to feed your kid. My baby didn't feed. In the first 1 week, I was going through that fistula phase, and now we had to introduce him to Nan. At that point, like I didn't know I didn't know kuna kitu inaitwa postpartum depression, where for some reason you are not sure if mtoto ni wa nani. You know, in dogs ama animals, you find like a mother has eaten their kid, or they have really wameumiza mtoto ama wakamuua, wakamkanyagia. You might think that mom is so bad, but there is a phase that comes, like, to me, I felt like I went through so much pain, and I'm looking at that kid and I'm like, why? 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 That was so uncalled for. Mbona uniume hivyo? And I'm like, I'm so shocked. I'm not sure if this creature is mine. Okay, my thinking was, I was kind of, I'm talking about myself. My thinking was, I get scared when I think of a creature was inside me. It was breathing. It was inside me. It is so scary, such that it is so unbelievable. So kuna hiyo point ya, it's called postpartum depression. No, you don't hate that child, but mbona hivyo. And then now there's also that fear of, what now I am a mom. You know, for me, I was so young. I had not gone through that process of having fun, nini, unaget. So the kid comes, and now fast forward, I'm like, so mtoto kama amekuja, I have to take care of them. I have to be a mom. I have to stop joking. I have to be serious. Yeah, that was really scaring me. Like, am I a mom? So tukiwa hosi, and then there are so many mirrors. I don't know what happens. Mimi maternity nilikuwa kulikuwa na vio. And then you are going there, you are looking at yourself. Kai, kumbe ni mimi, by the way. Nimezaa. Mimi ni mama. You know, there's one thing about preparing to have a kid and having a kid when you're not ready. So me, I wasn't ready, but the kid had come. The moment my kid came, and then we were released from the hospital, I went back to where I was living because now it was time. And now that is when you know who you are as a mom. I didn't know how I survived, but we really survived. Kuna zile times za sleepless nights when the kid is crying and you're also crying. Juu kanalia usiku. Like you can't, me, I used to hold my kid like this and I'm dozing off. And I'm like, no, this can't be true. Na sasa if me, I'm dozing off with this one kid, how about my mom who has like several kids, you know? And that makes you really appreciate. And that time, I think that really drew me to my mom. Because my mom had me in the same way that I had my son. And hakuwahi ni love less, like she was there. And at this moment, the moment I had my son, like, you know, the moment I said the moment I had my son, like, I feel so happy. The moment I had my son, like, vitu zili change. Even my perspectives, vitu zote zili drift. Everything drifted from the things that I liked, the things that I didn't like my, kila kitu will shift. Now I had to think like a mom. I didn't have to like, you know how people from like comrades wanasemaga leo tutainama. I didn't have that option. If you're a mom, you don't have an option of kuinama. Like if you even have to decide the jobs that you want to do, you even have to decide the people you want to allow in your life. And at that moment, vile wanasemanga kids don't come with a manual, like you raise your kid differently. My kid was different in which Mimi, I am bubbly, I speak, I love being out here. My kid was different. My kid was and is still different. Like he is quiet, and now I have to like get out of my shoes, stop being Milly for a moment, and now get into his shoes and try to be a parent to this introvert. You get to this introvert. And that is when I realized, like, me and my siblings tuko wengi, some are introverted, some are extroverted kama mimi, and my mom alitulea tu sisi wote hivyo vile tuko until like she didn't have to change anyone. And now I had to like I'm raising this young man, mimi many trust, hey God, pia yuko na jokes, like it was that every time. So I'm here trying to parent him. I remember the best experiences that I had as a mom was when he said, Mama. Actually, my son said, Mama. Like it, kulikuwa tu na cartoon. Like it was so different, not like kama wengine, but mine was different. And it's different for everybody. So we are home. Nilikuwa nimetoka job, and he was a quiet boy. So I'm on my phone, and he wanted the phone. So akijaribu kuivuruta, sikuwa na concentrate. We have those moments where your kid is trying to talk to you and you don't concentrate. So he said, Mama. Gosh. Gosh, I know. It was very amazing. And you know you're a mom because you've given birth. But when that person calls you mom, and you're like, I'm actually a mom. And now I start remembering, juicy too, I was a small kid. I'm not grown. Juicy nilikuwa nikicheza nje. I can almost remember when I was in primary school. I can almost remember my last lessons in school. How fast did it become that I'm now a mom? And then the first year passes, second year passes, tuna celebrate second birthday. And for real, I am a mom. In his eyes, I am the best person. Like he trusts me when I get out of the house and come back in the evening, I have something for him. And so I don't have that option of saying ati nimeenda nje, nimeenda kutafuta. I don't have it and come to explain. Like I have to provide for him. I have to be a mom. Before every other thing I am. There was a book I was reading. It's from ebook near Henrik Ibsen or something. There's a lady there who says, like, before everything else, I am me. I used to really relate with that, but now if you ask me, I will say before every other thing, before being me, I am a mom. I am somebody's mother. And now I can only imagine when he grows, now that he's 7, he's going to bring me another lady. Yeah, he's going to have his own life. And now I always think of the moments where before I had him, I didn't know I was going to have him. I can only think of my single moments where I was alone. I didn't know this was going to happen. And now I have him. So before every other thing, I am a mom. And that to me is a very great deal, because I think God or the universe has entrusted me to take care of somebody. This somebody really makes me happy. And on his birthday, like, I really can't, like, get enough of the people who have just showed up. My friends, I can say that my son is a community child. I've not raised my son by my own. Ni watu wengi wamenisaidia kumraise. Like, they've been there for me. They've been there. I can say that I haven't grown as a person. As he grows, I also grow. Like, my 20s have been the best 20s. Like, I'll always remember. If in future God blesses me with other kids, like, in my 20s, I would say, and I will always remember that I grew in my 20s with my son, because he means the world to me. There are moments where he questions me and asks me questions that they round me off to the nearest senses. you know that the questions that a child asks you and you are like, oh, by the way, mini mama, So my son would ask me, for example, we've gone to the supermarket and we're buying snacks, nini, and now he pops up the question like, na leo tutakula nini mom? Hatujabai like mafuta, we've not, like, oh wow, I am doing a very good job. Like, if he can think of the big things, then that means I'm doing good. He does things and I'm like, oh, I'm proud. And I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but allow me to. I love the man that he is. He's cool, collected. That is what I would want to raise. I would want to raise a man, not a boy. I want to raise a man. And for me, I always feel like, hey, this man is always protecting me. You know how? Let me tell you something funny. My son, like, it is what you instill in your kids. For example, my son would see me wearing, like, you see how you come home and you're tired and you just want to put on a top and maybe it's sitting the wrong way on your body. My son would be, mom, ebu fix yourself. And I'm like, oh, somebody's just rounding me off to the nearest senses. Like, ananiambia, like, he really takes care of me sometimes. Not only do I take care of him, but he takes care of me. And as parents, kuna zile times where you feel you're stressed, overwhelmed. Our kids sense that, because I've had a couple of moments where I felt sad, and I felt that it was, I was really projecting it to him. And he's like, mom, are you okay? Are you feeling okay? Are you all right? Nini. And I felt like sometimes we fail. There are moments where I've failed, where I've projected some sadness or maybe too much excitement to him, where I should have been a parent. And we learn, we live and we learn. I've had moments where I felt, I should have made supper, but I decided to buy junk for my son instead of buying food. I know you feel guilty sometimes, but it happens. And to all the moms out there, I'm telling you, you are doing a good job. You are doing a good job. To me, sometimes I feel I might bash myself and say, maybe sifanyi job poor, maybe he deserves a better parent than me, he deserves better uncles than me, better dads, but here we are. You raised your kid the way you want to raise. And today I want to really thank everyone who has just helped me in the journey of parenting.
Well, everyone, how grateful it is to see a day like today. A day that is a blessed day. Siku ya baraka kwetu sana kwa kama familia ya Chore. Kumpata mtoto Jarvis. Jarvis amezaliwa siku ya leo, some good number of years hapa nyuma, and we are so thankful to God that given yeye ndio our great first grandson. We are so happy. We are so thankful to God that alikuja kwa maisha yetu, and we speak a word of blessing. We speak a word of blessing to him. We speak a word of, I speak a word of blessing to my kijana. Yes, si ndio Jarvis?
Yes.
Ukwe kijana mzuri, kijana ambaye mtiifu kwa Mungu, si ndio?
Yes.
Njia zako zote zifunguke, and it's never been easy. It's been a journey and a long one. Remember mama yake akiumwa, and we were like rushing her to hospital, and you know this thing, it's and see her it some good number of years ndio huyu kijana na anazidi kukua, who is a blessing to us, a blessing to this family, and we are grateful as the Chores. So good people, we thank you. Celebrate with us as we celebrate this great young man. Sawa Ngota, good boy.
Happy birthday Jarvis. Umekuwa mtoto mzuri. Unajua nilikuanza kukuona ukikuwa mdogo kabisa na nikakubeba, na sasa hiyo umefika how many years? 7. Umekuwa mtoto mzuri na nakuombea Mungu uendelee kukuwa mtoto mzuri. Happy birthday. Shika.
Hi everyone, me as the rich auntie, I want to wish Jarvis a happy birthday. Happy 7.
Thank you.
Like, thank you so much. I have very good friends who have like really put me on toes on how I parent my kid, friends who have showed up, friends who have taken my son out when I didn't have the capacity to. And it has been a journey, my guys. It has been a journey. And on his birthday, I just want to wish him the best. I love you. I love you. Gosh, if this video ever finds you, I love you so much. I love you so much, more than you can ever imagine. You mean the world to me. Like, I am who I am right now because I am a mom, and that is what love is to me. It's about the small things that we celebrate. For me, I feel the only way that I can tell you how I value love is how I love my son. I love him so much, and I know all moms out here love your sons. Nawapenda tu sana, you know, and that is all I can say. And to Jarvis, mimi nakupenda daddy, nakupenda sana, nakupenda with all my heart. Even when I fail, always remember that I love you. I love you so much. A big shout out to my very good friends, Dominic and Fred Nixon. These guys, man, they're my very good friends. They're the father figures in the life of my son, and I love them so much, and I love you guys. Love is a beautiful thing with me, Millycent Alivitsa. Bye.